Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we have a special one. We're going to be doing an anime genre tier list. So let's stop delaying and jump right into it. Alrighty, let's start with romance. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm a pretty big fan of romance anime. That's just me, I'm a little sucker for it. But not like entirely just romance anime. I like when the romance is mixed with something else like action or mecha or anything like that. So romance itself might not be like very high on the list, but it's still like a really good genre. But I definitely like it mixed with other things. So I think I'm gonna put romance in an A tier. I would go S tier, but like I said, I don't like just regular romance. I want it mixed with like a bunch of other stuff. Alrighty, let's jump over to an obvious one here. Let's do slice of life. Everybody likes slice of life. If you don't, you're kind of whack. Slice of life is just literally normal stuff. And it's funny, I can't complain. I do like me a slice of life every once in a while. I can't say I would put slice of life too high on the tier list because it's not really my go-to by any means. Sometimes I'll watch a slice of life anime, other times I won't. So that's why I think I'm gonna put slice of life in a B tier, nice in the middle. It's just an average genre. It's good, it's great at times, but it's not something I always look forward to watching. It's just there. Alrighty, and let's jump over here to horror. Now, I'm a really big fan of horror, especially like anime and manga. I can't get enough of this stuff. I have a whole like manga horror playlist on my YouTube channel. I love making those videos. Like Shoujo Sabaki, that one's pretty messed up. And just general stuff like that, Elfen Lied, all those kinds of shows and, the various weird one-shots and just really strange and messed up manga that I read. So I am a huge fan of anime and manga horror. Can't say much about like any other types of horror because I lost interest in that kind of stuff like Hollywood horror and stuff like that, but anime and manga horror has a giant grip on me and I love it. So I think horror will be our first S tier of this video. Alright, let's jump over to like a joke one, or I don't know if it's a joke, but unless I'm stupid, I think that says dementia. Dementia? Like, I don't think I've ever encountered this genre of anime before. The dementia genre, that's a little wild to me. Um, we'll just put dementia in D tier. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know if this is like a meme or not. Dementia genre, hell yeah, man. And from there, we'll go to music. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think I've watched too much like music anime. I honestly think the only one I've ever watched was Your Lie in April, unless I'm completely mistaken. I think Your Lie in April was the only music anime I've watched. There might be one or two more than that, but I can't really think about them right now. But I've never really been disappointed by like the music genre, but it's not something I necessarily look to watch. Yeah, I don't know, I just don't really vibe with the whole music genre that much. So I think I'll just put music in a C tier. Like it's not something that disappoints me or I don't necessarily like, but I'm not really seeking out a music anime. Let's just jump over to mecha. Now, mecha is like a classic genre. Everyone loves mecha. I'm not the biggest fan of mecha, I'm not gonna lie. Don't really like mecha all that much. It's okay, but once again, I don't think I've watched like any mecha anime besides like Darling in the Franxx. I think that was like the only one I've ever watched. Mecha's not that good for me. I just can't get into giant robots fighting each other. It's okay. It can be cool at times, but C tier. It's nothing too crazy for me. I just don't really rock with it all that much. I guess we can do an obvious one here and go to isekai. Isekai is a little weird for me because I feel like the anime industry really just pumps out isekai anime and most of it's just really not good. It's like an isekai with a harem and all that kind of stuff. You know, they sprinkle in some fan service here and there, and the MC's usually like overpowered and all this stuff, and it just feels like a copy and paste over and over and over again, and it's like really boring to watch, and I honestly can't get into isekai like at all anymore. But every once in a while you will stumble upon a really good isekai anime. Like that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I thought that one was really good because I thought it was super unique. I would also say Dr. Stone's kind of like a isekai anime. I really like Dr. Stone, and I kind of consider it an isekai anime. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of isekai anime in general. It's not for me anymore. Maybe if they actually took the time to make a unique one, I'd be more inclined to watch more isekai anime, but it really feels like they're all the same. So I'm gonna slap isekai in a C tier. Alrighty, I think we should jump over to the spicy genres of anime or whatever you call it, and let's go to the obvious one here. Don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Don't really feel like getting another strike under my belt. That wouldn't be too cash money. So we're just gonna say H. Not the biggest fan of H, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Maybe that makes me uncool. I just don't find it very appealing. It's not for me in the slightest. I'm going to put H in a D tier, and then we'll just immediately jump over to harem. Harem anime can be okay. It's just this like very bland MC most of the time, surrounded by however many women he has in his little harem or whatever. Once again, not really for me, but it's alright at times. It's just there, I guess. I don't really have too much to say about harem. Not for me. C tier. And then we can jump over to Ichi or Ecchi, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think I call it Ecchi. I'm not sure what it's actually called, Ichi or Ecchi. I don't know. It's too many eyes in there, alright? But Ecchi is kind of like soft H, I think, unless I'm completely mistaken. Kind of like some high school DxD stuff, I believe. I don't really know. It's like kind of crude, but not as bad as regular H, but it's kind of close. It's soft H. I'm going to call it soft H. Once again, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily like fan service by any means or anything like that. It can be okay at times, I guess. I can't completely write it off, but not for me. But I would put it above H, so I guess I'll put Ecchi in a C tier. Now this next one might be a little bit of a hot take, but I honestly do not like school anime or most things that involve school in anime. I find it really boring. All the characters wear school uniform and all this stuff. I guess it's okay in slice of life anime, which I feel like you predominantly find school stuff in slice of life. It's usually just like an after school club or something weird like that, and after school clubs are weird, and then you got the student council thing. All that stuff's kind of weird. I don't know if this is a hot take. It might be, but I'm gonna put school in a D tier because honestly it's just kind of boring for me. I don't find the whole school aspect of certain anime to be entertaining by any means. It's okay, but like not for me. I see two easy ones we can clap out real fast here. First is Cars. Never seen an anime that's predominantly focused on cars, so C tier, I guess. In sport or sports anime, I don't think I've ever watched a sports anime. Well, that's a lie. Actually, I have. I watched some kind of volleyball anime with like fan service or something. It was okay. I don't know. It was alright. I guess I could put sports in C tier. And then we can jump over to a very popular genre of anime, and that being shonen. Everyone likes shonen, I guess. And I'll put shonen in like a tier because I like Naruto, and I think Naruto is considered a shonen anime. And I'm sure I've watched more shonen anime than just Naruto, but I never really paid attention to the shonen genre as a whole. I never like actively looked for shonen anime to watch. But, you know, I don't think shonen has disappointed me that much, so A tier for that. I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember what seinen and shoujo mean. I don't even know what shoujo AI means, or shonen AI. I don't know what any of that means, I'm gonna be honest with you, so I guess I'll just put them all in D tier, because I have no idea what any of these mean. Sorry, my fault. My bad. Alrighty, let's see what's next here. Yaoi and Yuri. I think I mentioned this in my anime tropes tier list or whatever the hell I called that, but I don't necessarily look for yaoi or Yuri anime. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. If the anime somehow ends up as like a yaoi or a Yuri, it's like, okay, that's cool. So if it's there, I don't mind at all, but I do not actively seek out to watch yaoi or Yuri anime. Like I said, if it so happens that it's in the anime that I'm watching, I'm like, cool, whatever. It's just another relationship, it's fine. So yaoi and Yuri can go into B tier, but I don't actively seek them out. I don't know what Josei is. I think that's another D tier, I guess. I guess that falls in with, these police anime. I don't know if I've ever seen a police anime before. I didn't know that was a genre in anime. Maybe it's super popular and I'm missing out. D tier. Psychological is cool sometimes if it's like kind of a psychological horror or certain things like that. Psychological's fine. I can't necessarily list one off of my head that I've personally watched. I mean, maybe something from Junji Ito would be considered psychological or psychological horror, like the Tales of the Macabre, the new anime that's out. Psychological's cool. I'll put it in B tier. Military. Once again, don't know if I've actually watched anime directly geared towards the military genre, but I'm sure some anime I've watched had like a little bit of military in it, so I'll slap that in a B tier as well. Now, parody, I don't think I've watched anything that's parody. I mean, maybe, but I'm not too sure, so I'll just put parody in a D tier. Comedy, though, speaking of funny, we can jump over to comedy. I love me a good comedy anime. I like normal comedy, though. You have like anime comedy where it's like over the top and there's fan service and screaming and like the funny faces and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do. I'm more of like very tame comedy, like regular comedy in anime. I like that stuff, like witty remarks and just funny stuff like that. But I do enjoy a comedy anime every now and again, so I will slap that in a tier. You can't go wrong with comedy. Oh, and we have the change the background color picker here. That's awesome. What if I close it up? That doesn't fuck everything up. Oh, okay. We're back to normal. Look at that. Is vampire and demons that popular in anime where they have like their own genres? Because I don't know if I've ever actually watched a vampire anime. I mean, Demon Slayer, I guess that counts as a demon anime. I don't know, man. Demons go in C tier, vampire goes into D tier because vampires are overplayed. Demons are alright, though, I guess. Sci-fi is pretty cool. I don't really know what's considered sci-fi nowadays. I guess space is kind of considered sci-fi and like aliens and stuff like that. The only sci-fi anime that really comes to mind as of right now is Guilty Crown. I made a video including Guilty Crown in it, and Guilty Crown was alright, I guess. Sci-fi gets a B tier, of course it does. Alright, I think we can do action. Action is like an obvious one. A lot of anime has action included in it. I like action. I feel like most people like action, so I'll put action in an A tier. There's not much you can say about it. Gunfights, fist fights, knife fights, stuff like that. That's cool. It's entertaining. Adventure, I guess we can also put adventure in an A tier. So action adventure, A tier. Superpower anime. Now, I do have a hot take. I do not like superheroes or anything like that, like Marvel or DC, stuff like that. I don't really like. I feel like superheroes are overplayed, and I guess superheroes kind of line up with the superpower genre. One Punch Man, he's a superhero. He's probably the best superhero to ever be created. I like me some One Punch Man. Also, I believe Castletown Dandelion, I think that was a superpower anime. And Castletown Dandelion was alright. Maybe I would even say it's good, but One Punch Man is great. It's an amazing anime. So for that simple fact of One Punch Man being a great anime, I'll put Superpower in a B tier. It doesn't really look like they have tragedy on here, and tragedy is a good genre of anime, I'm not gonna lie. So if tragedy was on here, that'd be a A tier or even an S tier. I do like me a nice tragedy anime. Supernatural kind of goes hand in hand with horror, I would say, most of the time. So I'll put Supernatural in an A tier. It's okay. I feel like that'd be some more like Junji Ito stuff, kind of like with the psychological. Supernatural's alright. Martial arts, Baki. Yeah, Baki is martial arts, I believe, and I think that's the only martial arts anime I've ever watched. Maybe Naruto, they fist fight sometimes. Maybe every fist fighting anime is martial arts, but if we're just using Baki as an example for martial arts, I think that would be a B tier, because Baki is really cool, and big muscly men fighting, that's the good sauce. Fantasy kind of goes hand in hand with isekai anime because, fantasy and isekai, it's like the same thing. Do I actively seek it out? Not really. Fantasy can go in B tier as well. Everything's going in B tier, alright? It's just average stuff. Wouldn't magic be like the same as superpowers? Am I wrong for that? Is that like something stupid? I think magic and superpowers is like the same damn thing. I don't know. I'll put it in a B tier right next to superpowers because I think it's the same thing and I don't really have much to add to it. Space, I don't know if I've really watched any space anime. Darling in the Franxx, I think they were in space at one point. Maybe, I don't know. D tier, I'm not looking for a space anime. Kids, Banana. No, now hold on. I was about to say I don't know if I've watched any kind of kids anime, and I don't think I would watch any kids anime, but I remembered Banana, and listen, Banana is one of the greatest anime show things of all time, because it's fucking amazing. Kids gets a B tier because of Banana. Game, what is game? Like No Game, No Life, is that considered game, or they play games? I don't know. C tier, I guess. Samurai, don't know if I've watched any samurai anime. My memory is shot, but samurai is cool, so B tier. Same thing with historical. I don't know if I've watched any historical anime. Didn't really realize that historical anime was a thing. Maybe we can see Abraham Lincoln get shot in the back of the head, but in anime. That would be pretty cool, and if historical anime is like that, I would most certainly watch it. C tier. Now we're left with mystery, thriller, and drama. And just going off like the normal mystery, thriller, and drama, I'm going to put mystery in a C tier. And I think I'm going to put both thriller and drama in a B tier. That kind of stuff is alright. But I think like comparing thriller and drama with something like tragedy, which I feel like they all kind of fit within the same sphere, like drama, thriller, and tragedy. I feel like they're all kind of the same. Once again, I'd put tragedy pretty high up, and thriller and drama would be on the lower side of that. But yeah, I think that's it for this tier list. You can take a minute to look. You can pause now and look at all my rankings and completely agree with me, because I know you will, because I have the one and only correct opinion on everything. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of my rankings down in the comments. You can also tell me how you would rank these categories as well. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.